before I'm live. This is so exciting. That means you're picking up, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Whoever joins me in here later. Hi, my name is Isha. I talk a lot about feminine energy, leveling up, grooming, emotional well-being, and your mindsets and stuff like that. And we do touch up a little bit on men and dating and yeah, but this is like a women's channel. You guys get that, okay? I have, of course, my lemon, ginger, and honey tea. I did put a little bit of never mind. So this is my magic cup. I feel very nice when I drink in this little cup here. What are we talking about today? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about sibling wound, narcissistic siblings, toxic siblings, and how that actually affects, where's my other phone, how that actually affects your feminine energy. Guys, are you guys like commenting? Because where is my other this is really bad. Okay, this is really bad. I like to kind of always see you guys' comments, but I don't really have my my other phone here, so I won't be able to see the other comments. Never mind. You guys leave your comments under below, okay? Anyway, I'll be able to see it right here, I guess. Anyway, so that's that. Having said that, don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Whoever joins in, please guys, give this video a thumbs up. We need this message to reach more people, so we need lots of thumbs up. Okay, come on. So, toxic siblings, jealous siblings, narcissistic siblings, wounded and hurting siblings that have been hurt themselves, disabled siblings, all of these things combined always affect us, how we grow up, how we become as individuals. It forms us into what we are. It creates our identity. It plays a big part in how we, perform in life, what our identity becomes like in life. It has an effect on everything, really. Now, let's start with narcissistic siblings. Let's say you have narcissistic siblings where it's all about them because they have been, let's say, the golden child, okay? They have been the favorite child. Maybe they're the oldest one, or they could also be the youngest one, who has a lot more influence. Usually it's the older one, right? And if that's like a golden child, a special child, maybe it's somebody, if it's a girl, let's say if it's somebody more prettier than the rest. If it's a girl, could be she is the better looking than the rest. If it's the girl, maybe she's way more intelligent at like school and always like tops every class and every exam, So she's kind of like the golden special child. So when you have that sibling around you, you're always kind of under their influence. And in a way, you're also overshadowed because you are just never enough, right? So when you're not enough, your sibling is always the one prettier, better, smarter. Oh, finally, I see a comment. Hi, hi, Salman. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in. So when you are surrounded with that kind of sibling, you will always be kind of under their shadow, and you will never be enough. You are always going to be less than anybody else. And guys, please get in here, give me some thumbs up, okay? You're talking about narcissistic siblings, toxic siblings, and we are talking about sisterhood wound and how that affects your energy. Zoya, hi. Thank you so much, Zoya. Thank you. If you don't mind, guys, you can also share this live on my Facebook group, Anyway, so I was saying, when you're kind of under the shadow of a person, of your sister or your brother who is better looking, more handsome, more good looking, more intelligent, more smarter, like it's like everybody puts them on a pedestal and you're just sitting here watching them. Oh, you're so special, you're so cool. I'm like nothing. I will never be anything. So these are the kind of stories you start telling yourself right from the childhood. So you have like these stories in your mind, Don't forget, Masha. Yes, I won't forget. Thank you, Zoya. So you start telling these stories to yourself in your mind from the get-go, from the childhood, and it stays with you as you grow up into an adult. Like, by the way, you guys know that very well, okay? We are brown people in our Desi culture. We see listen, I cannot speak about many cultures, even though I know what goes on, but I can speak about ours, our own people. You see sisters and brothers, even in their 40s and 50s, honey, still be fighting about, oh my God, what's wrong with my, ooh, okay, I don't know what happened. All right. So, oh my God, I literally forgot what I was talking about. This is so bad. I just had a call. I don't know. Nobody really calls me on this phone. It's really weird. Anyhow, so I was telling you guys about, yes, you start telling yourself these stories, and in our culture, you see siblings, they're 40 years old, 50 years old, still fighting about the things that happen in their childhood. They're still fighting with properties and who is going to get this much from their parents and who's getting more and why are they getting more and all of those things. And when you look into these things deep down, the triggers are always like, "Ugh, you've always gotten everything better since the beginning. You were always the better child. You always had everything. Parents always paid you more attention more than us." So when you have like that special golden child, it may not even be their fault. But you are here resenting them all your life because they always took the spot. They were better looking. They can't help that. It is what it is, right? But of course, because in their presence you were just way less, so you kind of form your identity into that, where you think, I'm always going to be less. And when now you finally get into a relationship with that kind of mindset, you're always going to be thinking, this person is better than me, this person is better than me, I have to be less, so I should not be standing in front of the spotlight, I better be here at the back, let them shine, let them do this, let them do that, because I'm not good enough anyway. I've never been. So when you start telling yourself these stories, it manifests itself when you get into adulthood relationships. You manifest like these narcissistic people in your life. You manifest narcissistic friends in your life, a husband in your life. Does that make sense? Okay, let's not talk about narcissistic siblings. Let's now talk a little bit about siblings that are wounded, siblings that need healing. Oh my God, even in their presence, it can really drain your energy out. Like your feminine energy, forget about that, honey. When you have siblings around you, whether it's a brother or a sister, who actually has this thing where maybe they have an illness, they have a disease, they have a disability. And by the way, I think if you guys are watching me, you guys already know I have a brother who is disabled. He has autism, like a severe case autism. And it has affected him physically, mentally, emotionally, all of those stuff. And along with that, he also has like 2 more other symptoms and illnesses also. So that combination, it makes him very unpredictable. And because he's so unpredictable, ever since he was born, of course, he's the younger one, not the youngest, he's in the middle. But ever since he was born, ever since I remember, my parents had to give him a lot of attention, right? They had to give him all the attention because he needed that, right? So even if there was a problem that I had that I wanted to discuss, I was like, let me read the room. No, today he's being very demanding, so he needs more time. He needs more care today. Let me not say anything at all. My problem is so small. That's bigger. That requires more attention, more demand. Let him have that. Let me just sit back, just leave it. Yeah, my problem is nothing. Leave it, no problem. I'm not going to speak about it. You see? So you do this once, you do this twice, you keep doing that. You keep doing this again and again, you keep doing this again and again. And so what happens is, even in life, when you move further, you become an adult, you do the same in friendships also. You always are like, and I used to do that for such a long time, by the way, until and unless I did my healing, I was totally falling for all of these surface level problems, and I didn't know where they were coming from. I didn't even realize it's actually a problem until I understood, oh, wait a minute, there is something called sibling wound, and you have to heal yourself from those things also. And it's not an easy job, right? Because it's not your siblings' fault that they're ill. It's not your siblings' fault that they have a disability. But because in their presence, they demand more respect, more time, more energy, more attention, all of it. And you're sitting there, even when you have a problem, you better not talk about it because it's not a big deal. That's more important. And you can't even blame that sibling, by the way, with due respect. I mean, of course, you all love your siblings, right? Especially when you're the older one. When you're the older sibling, you just love your younger siblings, like kind of like your children in a way. I think a few years ago when I used to come live with my brother Amar, you guys have seen, I've always been so, so, so protective of him, you know? And kind of like, I shouldn't even be saying that because it's not my duty, but you have like that maternal feelings towards them, like the motherly kind of nurturing feelings towards your younger siblings. And I think all older siblings, most of the time, always have that, it's just very natural. So you can't even blame that sibling if they're disabled, whatever. But the damage has been done with you, right? The damage has been done on you already, though. And that's something every time we kind of grow up, we have to heal ourselves from that. If your mom wasn't able to be with you as much as you would actually like to because there was a disabled person in the family that needed more care, then you have to, of course, heal yourself, forgive that, forget that. It's okay. Everybody's a human being. They're only trying to do their best, you know. By the way, even if you watch me and you are a parent and you have, a family of, let's say you have 3, 4 children, there is a lot that goes on between those children you may not even know sometimes. So try to have compassion and try to listen to everybody's story because it's so funny and it's mind-boggling to me how a family of 4 siblings, or let's say 5 or even 3, they live in the same house, under the same roof, under the influence of the same parents, but they all have a different story. They all build their own self-esteem issues, their own identity issues, their own kind of wounds, living in the same house, under the same circumstances you would think, because it's the same parents, it's the same financial situations, the same culture in the house, it's all the same. But every child has a different story, different identity, different wounds to heal, different problems, and they're telling themselves different stories. One sibling is telling themselves how all other siblings are so much better than him, and he will always be the second best. And he will tell this story to himself all his life until he does his healing, whether it's a girl or a boy. Then you have the other one, which is probably the golden child, a little bit of narcissistic tendencies, a little bit more entitled because let's say he was the older one, let's say he's the prettier one, let's say he's more handsome, let's say he's just more intelligent. So he's always put in that pedestal, right? And then all the other siblings are ignored. This one gets all the appreciation, all the attention, blah, 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 and so other siblings will always have this resentment towards this child, even though it may not be the child's kind of fault, it's not their fault that they're more pretty. It's not their fault that they are more intelligent. It's not their fault, but because of that, they have been treated by their parents in such a special way that kind of builds them into this person that now comes with the feeling of entitlement, because they've been treated like that. So, honey, the world revolves around me because I am so special. I'm like the golden child, So as they grow, they always get like that feeling of entitlement. I am special, honey. You bring it on, bring it for me, And yes, that's the wrong way to be, of course. But all I'm saying is that in one house, every child has a different story that they're telling themselves, and they grow up like that, and that's what their identity becomes like. So sibling wound is a very deep thing. It's a very, very serious thing because it's just something everyone faces, every single person, because we all have families and everybody has siblings. I mean, of course, some don't have siblings. I get it. Some are the only child. We're not going to get into the problem of the only child because the only child also have certain wounds. But today we are talking about the sibling wounds. So I'm specifically going to talk about people who have siblings, not the ones that are the only child. So when you have siblings, honey, there will always be some sort of wounds. You all probably have that one sister who is way more prettier and intelligent, and she gets all the attention, all the appreciation, she gets all the gifts, and every time there is a guest that comes home, they're asking about that girl. Where is she? Yeah, I seen you all. Where is she? And now you have resentment. And you know what's funny? This is so deep. Oh my god. I need some tea. Give me a moment. What's funny is Bismillah. Okay. So what's funny here is that sometimes siblings feel these things inside. I'm the second, I'm overshadowed, or they're always after me. Like, there's so many dynamics that go on. Hello guys, hi. Guys, give this video a thumbs up already. Bring it on, okay? I forgot which point I was going to. Guys, I don't have my other phone with me today, so I can't really check the comments, but no, wait, I can actually see them here. Let me see, live chat. Where's the live chat? I see the comments right here. I have never worn a hijab. No, actually, no, I have. Yes, yeah, I have for a moment, because I really was like, I want to do that. Resentment with siblings. Okay, yes, I was coming to this point. Now, sometimes your siblings may have those kind of resentments that are not playing on the surface. It's just inside. Thank you, I'm good. Whatever. Okay. Guys, give this video a thumbs up. Okay. So, I was going to this point where I wanted to discuss siblings always feel these things, whether they're feeling the second, whether they're jealous, resentful, actually hateful, despising and stuff. Sometimes it's always inside and it never comes on the surface. Until and unless there's a big, massive problem that happens in adulthood. Now all of a sudden all that hate comes out on the surface. But sometimes siblings living with you actually bring out that resentment and the hatred and the jealousy out in the real world for everybody to see on a daily basis. A completely daily basis. They're jealous of you. They're going to show you every single day how much they hate you. Every single day. It's like they're going to be making tea for everyone but deliberately leave you out. It's like they're going to wash the dishes, deliberately leave your cup out. They're going to serve everyone, deliberately leave you out. Even if you're the older one, who truly who truly, of course, deserves respect also from the younger one, right? But you won't get it because they are functioning out of that jealousy, out of that kind of ruthlessness, hatred. Oh, I hate her. She always had the spotlight. I hate her. She's just more intelligent. Or I hate him. I hate my brother because he's always been the more handsome one, always got more attention and blah, 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 blah. Got more attention from parents. Parents give him more than me. You know what I'm saying? So you either are going to be that sibling that keeps it inside and acts like a normal sibling, and only on certain occasions that hatred is going to come and spit out, Or you're going to be the one that has no emotional control whatsoever, and whatever is inside, it just comes out on the surface every day. Every day you're showing that sibling how much you hate them. Every day you're showing their sibling how much you're jealous. Every day you're showing that sibling how much you just kind of hate them. And you're going to leave them out of everything. And even if that sibling is actually a nice person who truly deserves respect, and is not a bad, evil person, right? But you're still going to treat them in a way where it would hurt them on a daily basis. And now you see what's happened here. So basically what what's happened here, what you have done here now is that you felt resentment, jealousy, blah, 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 in the presence of that sibling because that sibling had more, let's say, privilege. Which is, it's unfair. It's unfair, of course. But we're not getting there. Okay, that person had more privilege and you have created all of this hatred inside of you, resentment, and now you bringing that on the surface every single day. Now what you have done, you have kind of, you've leveled up that person one step further because now you have become the toxic one. You may not see it that way. You are just like, they had more, so of course I'm gonna hate them. They're prettier, of course I'm gonna hate them. She got everything more than us. Hate her, jealous, leave her out. Don't ask her, disrespect her on every chance you get. What have you done now? We had this unfair situation already. You have made it even worse because you've gone one level up right here. Now you've become the toxic one. Now for this person that had privilege, now that person, the privileged one, is now living in a toxic situation because of your ass. You did everything in the reaction of that situation that was unfair to you. It may not even be that privileged person's fault. They may not even be a bad person or an evil person, right? Now you have, however, become the toxic one. And deliberately toxic. Which makes you the bad one now, actually. You may not see it that way. But because of what you have done, now you have become the real toxic ass person, which is going to be really, really difficult to bring you down again. Because that person will always have that sort of privilege. It's just not something they can help themselves with. It is what it is, right? Again, it's an unfair advantage, yes. But what you have done, you have just gone up there. Now bringing you down is going to be more difficult because you are now the actual toxic person now. You're showing that person toxicity on a daily level. And in the presence of you, now that person may feel unhealthy in your presence. And I'm talking about siblings. Look at all these dynamics. It's crazy, right? But it affects people very, very deeply. Very, very deeply. Because when they grow, get into careers, education, business, partnerships, relationships, marriage, these things have always that impact. In the back of your mind, it's always that story that you keep telling yourself. And what's your story? Guys, whoever's watching me, please give me a thumbs up and write it in the comments below because I want to know from you. Write it down in the comments. I want to know from you what privilege did you have? Or do you think your sibling had more privilege? Tell me, what is your situation? I want to really know. Leave me some comments here. I want to know. Let me have a sip of my tea. This happens in your pack leader. Yes. What about demanding siblings every time they are demanding? Okay. The oldest is always the most handsome. Me. I'm the older one also. I don't have any sibling, but I missed the last live and I'm not going to miss this one. Hi, Hafsa. I'm listening everyone carefully, but I'm ignoring my siblings. Jan Bujke. There's a lot of resemblance siblings, especially with gender roles. That's a good point, actually. Lily said that. Yes. Hi, Tanuja. I'm fine. How are you today? This gender thing can also be a problem. We've talked about the same gender siblings, like the jealousy or the privilege or the intelligence, the beauty, whatever. But if you also look at it, sometimes, let's say there are certain families that really prefer girls more than boys, so they'll be a lot nicer to the daughters. Also because they're trying to go against this whole, they want to break the stereotypes and not, you know what I'm saying? Like especially in the brown culture, we always prefer sons, boys. And then now we have like these certain families that become a little toxic towards the boys because they want to break that stereotype and go against like yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they're trying so hard to go against that norm, trying to fix the whole culture, but they don't realize they're now actually becoming toxic for the for the masculine one here, so it has to be done in a balance, of course. But you see that, like I've seen some family friends where I've seen that kind of dynamics. They're trying so hard to just be in the girl's favor that it becomes a toxic situation for the boys to live in that household, and so those boys never get the attention, the love, the nothing, and so they are usually on drugs and they're always drinking and stuff like that because they're very empty. They don't get anything. no warmth, there's no home, there's no such family to come home to. It's all about the girls in this house. All right. So the boys don't really grow up into the real masculine people, because they're always emasculated, because it's all about the women's world in that house culture. And that is also very, very nasty. I mean, it's unhealthy, and it's toxic again. So there has to be a balance, which is why I'm saying, if you are a parent watching this, it's so funny. Ask your children, and they all will have a different story to tell themselves about themselves. And if you ask them, if you're like a friend to them, they will tell you. Because usually what happens is, when there is this rivalry kind of thing, or this jealousy thing, it's a deep thing. It's not something you can fix in 2 days. Mommy, my sister is being mean to me. If anything, mom is going to shut you up. No, you shut up. You're the older one. Don't complain. Just take it. These things happen between siblings. It's normal. More often, that's what you're going to be told. If you're going to be the one calling out on this family culture, or if you're the one who's going to call out this mess in the house, guess who's the bad guy? You're the bad guy. Why are you talking about it? Why are you complaining about it? Don't you know it's normal between siblings to have rivalry? Don't you know it's normal, for siblings to kind of annoy and tease each other? No, it's not normal. Is not normal. Oh, no, 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 it's not normal. And especially, by the way, let's also consider at what age are we speaking? What age are we speaking about? If it's like teenagers, younger teenagers, of course we're teasing each other and all that. That happens. Okay, fine. I am talking about when you're in your 20s now. Sensible enough. Even in your 30s. There's a problem? You're calling out this thing that's happening. Hey, this is toxic. I'm not going to take that. Hey, mom, dad, let me talk, because this and this and this is happening. It's unfair. I haven't done anything wrong. Like, what is this? Because it's something that just doesn't stop. And if the house culture is toxic or dysfunctional or whatever, then there are chances that you will not get the support if you're going to be the one calling this out. You're the one who needs help. You won't maybe get the help. Most of the time, you won't get the help. Because it was that family culture itself that allowed this to happen on a daily basis already itself. You know what I'm saying? If it was that disciplined of a culture, these things on the surface wouldn't be happening every day. But if it has been, and you are in serious trouble because it's hurting you deeply and it's really draining you off of your energy, and especially I'm talking to my girls right now here. Girls, listen to me very carefully. You have a sibling wound, as in heal yourself. You have narcissistic, the presence of narcissistic siblings, the toxic ones that literally hate you for even existing. They are so committed to misunderstanding you and putting you in a bad light and literally ignoring you on purpose, deliberately kind of leaving you out and stuff. If they are committed to those nasty things, it's very unhealthy for you. Oh my God, you're going to be drained out of your energy, and you won't believe, oh my God, this is so common. This is a common situation for many, 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 many girls that at least I know, or the clients, or even, there's so many people that complain about those things. And if you look into that, God, it's more than common, more than we might want to think about. It's so common that girls are living in a situation like that where either they have a toxic kind of mom, who's all about herself, but yeah, the daughter should not talk about herself because it's all about the mommy. Mommy needs attention. It should be about mommy. Mommy, mommy, mommy. Mommy is the queen. It's all about the mommy. Very toxic because it drains you of your energy. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm not going to be judging moms here, but I'm just telling you what exists, and you need to be aware of that. That's all I'm saying. If you have toxic sisters around you, do you know how much drainage of your energy is literally like flowing out of you from left, right, center, and you don't know why you're so sad, why you tired, why you can't manifest a better life, why you can't manifest good relationship, why you can't manifest money, why you can't be happy every day, why can't you wake up every day and be like a normal person, why do you wake up with a bleeding stomach kind of feeling inside? Oh, it's because your house culture is dysfunctional. It's because your siblings are taking away your energy like a vampire. you know. I did this one post on my Facebook page or the group the other day, and I said, if anybody is deliberately, cousins, friends, siblings, anyone deliberately trying to leave you out of things all the time, trying to show you disrespect at every chance that they possibly get, making sure that you're watching them also, they are trying to steal your vibrancy. And I am not going to sit down here and let you do that shit. No, 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 no. We're not doing that, okay? They are doing these things deliberately because they know it's going to affect you emotionally, honey. It's going to hurt you a little bit. And what does that do? What's the main goal here? They're not even concerned about the hate. They're not concerned about the hurt. They're more concerned about, let me take her shine away, honey. That's the goal. Let me take your shine away. Why are you shining so much? You're not supposed to shine. I am supposed to shine. You have been shining since your childhood. You've got everything way more than me. Now it's my time. Now let me be the toxic one. Let me be the toxic one, okay? Let me show you hatred every single day, every chance that I get. Let me show you disrespect every chance that I get. Let me show you arrogance. And even if it's your fault, come, you apologize, because I'm never going to apologize. It's always been about you. Now it's my time. So, oh my God, like a normal person turned into evil, devil, whatever. And the person, the other one sitting right there, be like, yep, it was my fault I was born better than you. It was my fault I was born prettier than you. It was my fault I was born intelligent than you. It was my fault I was born more golden than you. Or the older one than you, or maybe the dad's favorite one than you, or maybe the mom's favorite one than you. What's my fault? Does that make sense? And I'm not saying that having that kind of unfair advantage or disadvantage is good or bad, but I'm just saying if you become more toxic to cover up that hurt on the inside, that means you have chosen your path rather than healing yourself and letting the other one heal on their own time. What you have done rather than healing, you have chosen this path, the evil devil path. And don't be watching my videos if you are on that path. Now, because it's not right. It's not what good people do anyway, okay? And by the way, if you have, let me tell you something now. That's very interesting. Let me tell you something. If you have chosen the evil devil part now, the path, I'm speaking so fast today. There's just so much I can talk about this, you know what I'm saying? If you have chosen the evil devil path, you need more healing than the other one. The path that you have chosen, you need healing now. Because not only are you causing crap for yourself and manifesting all the crap that exists in planet Earth, but you're also becoming the cause of somebody else being drained and becoming drained and tired, and like your presence has become so toxic. You know, so you have to heal yourself so others can live normally in your presence. Please do this favor to yourself, and please do people a favor also. Share this video on Facebook, share this video to friends and family. I don't know, whoever needs to hear this, because this is so important, guys. Siblings is a whole world of its own, and it has this power of defining our whole world that is yet to come in front of us. Does that make sense? It's going to define the whole life that you're going to live, basically, because it creates your identity. Let me read some comments here. It's very true. I have 4 sisters and mom is exactly how you explain. Still today, I'm 25, but none of it bothers me because I have a different mindset from them. Let's talk about this point. That's a very interesting point because I can so relate to this point here. You know what that is? Being the black sheep of the family. Being the black sheep of the family has its own pros and cons. You know, being the black sheep of the family means, all right, I see you all. It may mean many things, but in one situation, referring to the things that we're talking about today, in that situation, it will be like, yeah, I see you all. Okay, all dysfunctional, toxic. This one is jealous. This one is resentful. Okay. This one did not even develop a personality yet. Forget that. Okay, and this one never supports and doesn't even know what is right and wrong, can't even differentiate between what is fair and justice and injustice. So we can't even complain here. Let me leave you all to your own misery, okay? I'm gonna do my thing. Let me make my own life. Let me focus on my own healing, on my own thing. Yeah, you guys, while you may be still alive and, still around me, I'm gonna just try and meditate and leave you out alone like you guys don't even exist in front of me. Let me just do that. So you get your coaching and your healing and you everything done, okay? And you like meditating and you're like a rose. You're like a gem living in dirt. Let's just say that. I think because that's how black sheeps of the family most of the time feel like. You feel like you're the gem kind of in dirt. Hmm? And sometimes it's also the other way around, by the way, where most of the time you'll be feeling lonely and left out. And your journey is going to be so, 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 so lonely, especially until the time you are still surrounded by your siblings and your close family. When you move out, things may be different. But the problem here is, even when you move out, it's not like everybody's dead, duh. You're still going to be meeting, right? Even if it's just once or twice a week, you're still meeting your family members. You're still meeting those toxic siblings and stuff like this. They will always be present in your life until you're alive, obviously, duh. Even if you guys get married, come on, your siblings will always be a part of your life somehow, And now the toxic ones will say, yeah, I'm not even gonna talk to her, even if she gets married. Yeah, like I'm done with it. It doesn't happen like that, honey. But however, now listen to this point. Listen to this point. You may disagree with this one here, but I truly believe in that. Listen, we talk about grooming, being on the right path, leveling up yourself, having class and grace. Truly, in my personal opinion, honestly, I don't think leaving your siblings or family just totally out of the picture, I don't think it's a very graceful or a classy thing to do. Like in my eyes, it's not a very khandani thing to do. Khandani means, yeah, guys, what does khandani, and please, anybody can do this Urdu English for me? I'm actually speaking like a freshie today. No disrespect. But yeah. Oh my god, I shouldn't use that word here. Okay, can anybody just tell me like Khandani, what is the English of Khandani? As in, if you are like the family culture person, like true elite family, honey. Yeah, it's your legacy. Your family is your legacy. Okay? You build together. You earn together. Keep the money in your family, honey. That's what I believe in. Like literally true legacy. Keep the money in the family. Keep the information in the family. Insider information, honey. Does that make sense? And I believe in that. Of course, many people may not agree. That's perfectly fine. In my opinion, however, I really don't think, oh, I'm so jealous of you, of my sister, let's say, or my brother, let's say. Let me just cut him out like he doesn't exist for me. Literally act like an enemy every single day until I die. How classy is that? Ooh. How graceful is that? How elite is that? How elegant is that? How khandani is that? Guys, can you tell me khandani ki English kya hogi, please? I think khandani is generational. Like when you're coming from like a generational wealthy family, like a generational iconic family, whatever. Yeah, people don't be doing that kind of crap. Family first. Watch that drama, The Dynasty. The Dynasty on Netflix. So much goes on in there. We will do like, I think we really want to do like a breakdown of the characters of the feminine and the masculine. I love doing that anyway. But what I'm talking about here is, you see, so much goes on in that series. Like everybody's a little messed up, whatever. But at the end of the day, honey, the money stays in the family and that's their struggle. They try so hard to do that. They don't let their legacy go away, whether it's the family's name, the Carringtons, or whether it's the money, however they've made it, okay? They try to keep it right there. It's not going anywhere to nobody else. Third party people, no. And I feel like that's like the whole series is based off of that power play anyway. But in my opinion, it's the right thing to do, even sometimes when you're not in good terms with your siblings and shit like that, okay, on the surface level, fine, but they're in trouble, they have a problem, anything going on, family first. Period. This is it. I'm not gonna be sitting here and approving of the fact how okay it is to, just cut down your family members just because you think that they are unfair. Because now it makes you the toxic one. Because you have now chosen the path where I'm going to be like a shitty person to you until you die. Why? Because you've always had unfair advantage over me. That's why. Yep. That's why you deserve crap from me every single day. That's why. I don't believe in that. That's not the right path, is it? How does that improve your family life? Does it? Oh no, talking about family life, let me tell you something also now here. Oh my god, okay, this is gonna get personal. I don't want to say names and I don't want to tell you guys who that is. Let's just say there's somebody I personally know very close, okay? Like a faraway cousin, for example. And that girl, lovely, beautiful girl. And the thing is, it was very famous about her how she's, very kind of toxic, and she hates people, and she makes sure that she's gonna show hatred every single day. She will do kind of things very deliberately and stuff like that, And she's also in the family where she's like my similar age. I think she's 4 years older than me, 5 probably, very well educated and all of that stuff. Good stuff. Okay. However, she's always been like that, where if she's jealous of someone, honey, she's gonna make sure she shows you that she's jealous. She hates you, she's gonna make sure she's gonna show it to you every single day. Doesn't even matter if it's her own sister, her own brother, her own uncle, her own auntie, her own chachi, her own pupa. She's gonna make sure she's gonna bring you nastiness. Okay, now, when you do those things, what I have noticed with these girls here, I might be wrong, correct me, but I've always noticed when with that kind of attitude, you go and manifest a relationship, let's say, it's kind of on the same level. Then you go in your in-laws and a new family culture now, okay? And you come with the same mindset, with the same crap, basically, because you have not healed yourself. Now, all of a sudden, you mess up that beautiful, healthy household that you went into now becomes more miserable. Because, guys, don't forget about that. We are ladies here, talking. Women have so much power. They can mess things up like this just by their own energy without doing anything physically, by the way. Does that make sense? I can bring my nasty energy here, mess up all of you guys all time. I'm gonna mess it up just by being nasty. I don't have to physically do much. No, my energy will do everything for you. Does that make sense? And so, please understand that with power, with authority comes responsibility. So be responsible of the energy that you bring in. Whether you're going out meeting friends, please come with a good attitude and good energy, because you're going to mess up everybody's time. When you go to your in-laws, you're going to go with the same energy you had here, showing your siblings your all toxicity, messed up left, right, center, and now you're going to go into in-laws, and maybe your in-laws is a small family. Maybe they're happy people. Happy, simple family. All they wanted was a simple, nice girl, and now you coming there with this nasty energy. You're going to mess up everything there. You can hate me for that. What did Meghan Markle do? You can hate her or like her. I have no concern. I don't really follow much. But here's the thing. That lady was not about family legacy. She's not. We know that. It's more about Hollywood, acting, this, that. Good for her. No problem. Nothing against that. So what I'm trying to say here is that she had that energy in her, activated all this time. She came with the same energy, the same mindset into this royal family, which has a completely different culture, different protocol, different family culture, different house culture. And oh, you don't like it. I want my own culture in here. But you won't have the permission to do that. Okay, but you won't have the permission to do that because those are royals, not normal people. They can't just follow anything and everything. Does that make sense? Of course, they have their own shit to follow, whatever. So it's best that you just get out of here, duh, So that's what happens then eventually. All right, Harry, pack the bags. Let's go. Good for her, whatever, but I'm just saying, whatever mindset you come with, you're going to keep it the same, honey, and you're going to destroy everything comes your way that goes against your energy level. That's what I'm trying to say. And if that energy is you about being the Miss Independent, career women, whatever, and you're going into a family that does not even allow careers for women or whatever, they're different, try not to go into the family, by the way, because now if you have, with that energy, you still want to do the same things, right? You still are all about career, Miss Independent, blah blah blah. You still would want to do the same things, nah. You can't just change all of a sudden like this. So whatever energy you come with, it's gonna stay. So make sure you have the kind of energy, and make sure you manifest the right kind of energy also, so you guys are reciprocal to each other on the same frequency, because then it will make sense. You'll have a happy family, happy life, happy wife, whatever. But otherwise, you won't fit in, and they won't fit with you, and you won't fit with them, and it's just this whole khichdi, you know. And so coming back to this point, you have this toxic behavior towards people that you don't like, and all of that, you know. You will go with the same energy into your in-laws' home, and yeah, mess things up there also a little bit more, because that's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you're so good at. Let me read some comments. Family therapy, because yeah, I learned too long, and sometimes but that isn't really problem solving. Family therapy. Oh my god, yes. I looked up to my older sister. I always defended her until I woke up to how, if we on bad terms, she'll turn all other siblings against me for her issue with me and not solve the problem. I love that. Yes, that happens. Which is a sad situation. There should be family therapy, like people go to couple therapy and stuff, they can heal. Okay, now here's the thing with family therapies, which are amazing, by the way, but the only problem here is that when you want to do family therapy, what's this? Okay, when you want to do family therapy, the problem is not everybody wants to do that. And so you would have, if you are the one who wants healthy dynamics, healthy relationships, healthy family, happy family, you're like, okay, let me try and convince everybody, let's go family therapy. Now, the ones that are truly, truly toxic and narcissistic, they're the first ones that are going to say, no, why we need that? Why fix something that's not broken? They don't understand their own brokenness. So they will never be like, yeah, let's all agree to family therapy. They may not, you know. So you'll have a hard time doing that also. Many a times. Even if your parents agree sometimes, you know, but the siblings may not be on the same page. It's going to be so tough, so hard, you know. And then your parents will be like, why spend all the money on therapies? Forget it. Just say sorry to her. Just say sorry to her. Does it fix the problem? In the long run, it kind of, no, it doesn't. A sibling can go through shit and won't let the younger one live peacefully. Vibrancy stealing does bother me sometimes, though I'm the Aries sister. Oh, me too. And a family favorite with my personality. Nothing easy breaks me. They don't like. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's me. I'm the Aries sister. I'm always the favorite one. I have like this fun personality. Best believe, whatever relatives, whatever family, friends, relatives, anybody, everybody. Where's Isha? Where's Isha today? I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? And I've had kind of problems with that also, you know. But yeah. It's funny. It's just, you can't do anything about it, can you? How is that your fault? Is it your fault? However, what you can do though, if you think, and this is something, by the way, I've understood with time. Now I understand, okay, I've been the golden one, whatever you want to call it. Let's say the favorite one, okay. More attention, you know, all that from family, friends, or even friends, even family, you know, all that. So there will be problems. Like, now I understand that thing from that perspective, you know. So now I try to kind of like humble down that part, or maybe I should not say that. I don't know if it's right or not, but I try to kind of play it down just a little bit, just so nobody feels uneasy around me. Because it's very, very easy to feel uneasy around my presence, because I do take the light, you know. Even if I'm quiet and just observing, honestly not saying anything, not doing anything, eyes are on me, attention is on me. And this is not something I can do anything about it. Sometimes I don't like it, but can't help it either. You know what I'm saying? Marcia Beans, hi, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining. give this video a thumbs up. It's not something you can help yourself with. And so some siblings may be like, look at her, she started to speak. Like, I've had that kind of disrespect from my own siblings at times, as well, where it's like, it hurt me. At that time, it hurt me so bad. It's like, am I bad? Have I done something? Have I said something like offensive? And I would always question myself, always, because I didn't understand, and that was years ago. Again, I didn't understand, what is this whole thing? Like, have I done something? And every time, even if I would make a complaint, I'm the bad guy. And even if I'm not the bad guy, it's like, okay, on the surface, let's just fix this. You say sorry to her, blah, blah, blah. It never fixes that. These things only fix, by the way, when every single child, every single sibling, every individual heals themselves, and takes their own path, and they choose their path of healing themselves. Then you can fix all of this, huh? Or let's say the whole family agrees to do family therapy, which seems very, very difficult. For me, coming from brown culture, we don't do that, honey. Okay? You cannot make us do that. Which is bad, which is so bad. I think one thing I personally thought, I'm like, you know what, one day I'll have a family. If ever something like this happens, I truly believe in healing, counseling, therapy. I'll be the first one to book those sessions, honey, because I truly believe in self-investment. No matter how much money it would cost me, self-investment is something, it never goes wasted. And the more I have invested in myself like that, the more I have made that money back anyway, by the way, because then you can just be in your feminine and you can just receive more easily, So investing in yourself in that sense is never a bad thing. And if every individual starts doing it for themselves, for their own sake, think about how healthy the family culture now will become, like the family, family system, or the dynamics in the family, or just the household culture, because every home has like this own culture, right? How healthy would that become if everybody's on their own path of the healing path? Not, oh, I choose to be now evil and devil now. Because this was unfair, now I choose to be an asshole. Sorry for my language. Oh my god, that was a bad word. What's wrong with me today? I'm sorry. I have a lot of energy today, you can tell. So from Aries, Scorpio rising, Taurus, Moon is strong. Oh my god. Aries, Taurus, cusp, I have a video on that. Very, very strong characters. Oh my god. If you're an Aries with Pisces cusp, is a little tamed down. The one with the Taurus, honey, save us. Because Taurus is like that bull, like I'm standing here and I'm not moving. I'm not budging. You can't move me. A tornado can be here and I'm still be standing in the same spot. Because I'm that stubborn. And Aries, Taurus, oh my god. Anyway, we're not talking about stars here. Oh, what should parents do to prevent this? Like, obviously, it starts at young age. What are the signs? Parents can only do this one thing. Wait, okay. As soon as you start listening, by the way, children always do complain. Let's start there. Even from young age, if you see this pattern with a particular child of yours is complaining a lot, frequently about the siblings, about the bullying between siblings and stuff, you got to keep eyes. You got to keep eyes, because that pattern, until a certain age, if that keeps happening, it will keep happening. And by that time, that child already has built a lot of hatred and resentment and jealousy or whatever, all of that. Because they've faced all that crap. So they remember that. I'm not talking about the age where you're 4 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old, but anything after like 10, 11-ish, you remember a lot of things. And you take that seriously. When your child kind of complains to you, you notice those patterns. If you also hear your children's teacher, sometimes how children can talk to their friends and somehow the teachers know what's going on or whatever. If your child's teachers even indicate something to you like this, something along those lines, take that very seriously. Your teachers, their teachers may say something, and if that directs back to the sibling problems, take it seriously and start like family therapies. And I think when you start family therapies when the kids are still kind of quite younger, whatever, even late teenage or 20s, they will still be kind of moldable. They'll still be probably do that, Yeah. But when they're older, honey, 30, 40, what do you think? They will never sit down with you and agree to family therapy. They're not even going to agree to heal themselves, let alone family therapy. What are you talking about? I'm not going to sit down and be vulnerable in front of this person. My sibling, sit in front of them and be vulnerable like this and tell all my honesty? No, honey, I'm not going to do that. And the one who is the most toxic, they will do their very best to ruin the whole situation, really never sit for that therapy. And you can, by the way, you can tell if you're a parent, then listen to this one. Again, in our Desi culture, when we sometimes have problems, we may not go for professional therapies, as in family therapies. As I said, it's very hard for us brown people to ever come to agreement with that. But what we do, that's we call like a older family member or a wiser person in the family, वो जो खानदान के कोई बड़ा समझदार होता है, we bring them in the family, whether it's a grandfather, grandmommy, an uncle, older uncle that everybody respects and listens to. We always do this thing where we would call them and tell them the problem, and now you help us do something. So that is something I think every brown family kind of has, that one family member that we all look up to, respect, and we all want to listen to that person. So we always do this thing. So that is something that if you can do that, and now see which one of your sibling or which one of your children hates that the most. Who hates that? When you bring that uncle, Haji Mushtaq uncle agar aaye hain, problem hal karne ke liye, which child is sitting there going like, who called him? You lot didn't ask me. Why is he here? To discuss our problems? I don't want to discuss my problems. That's the child with the most problems. Does that make sense? They are going to resist the hell out of that situation. They want to get out right now. Yeah, don't put me here. I have to get out. That's the child that has the most problems. Put them back in. I mean, you can't force anybody to put them back in, but you get the point. You keep eyes on that child. That child needs problem. That child needs more attention from you. That child has problems. They need healing. They need the most healing to do because they have the sibling wound, the sister wound. And that may affect their, if it's a girl, honey, it will affect her feminine energy. The family member that I was just talking about that went into her in-laws and also messed up so many things. When this thing was done in her family, the uncle came and every sibling kind of discussed their own problems. Guess what that girl did? She looked at her. She hated that one sibling older than her, who was older than her, who was prettier than her. So she always had that resentment and jealousy and hatred for that, and always showing disrespect. The first thing that she did was, in front of everyone now the uncle who came to solve the problems is watching, right? And the whole family's sitting there, and everybody's in peace because everybody is wanting to solve the problem, especially the ones that are facing the most problems, right? But now that girl is looking at the older one like, how dare you call this uncle on us? How dare you? Like looking with this extreme hatred in her eyes, looking to her own sister like that, and everybody's watching. And that sister's sitting there like, can you guys explain me what I have done? Because this attitude every single day, I don't understand it. What's wrong? We're not supposed to be like that as siblings. Come on. But she's like, how dare you call strange people in our, not really strange, but like, how dare you call them in our house to solve problems? Yeah, no, you guys didn't tell me when you were coming, and yeah, I have things to do. I'm gonna get out of here. She left. She's gonna be so defensive about that. She has the most problems, because if she was somebody who on this path where she says that she would be like, okay, I want this problem to be solved. I want peace in the house. She would want to sit down and solve this flippant problem. Yeah, bring it on. Let's solve this shit, honey. But if she is so against that, she doesn't want the things to be solved. No, she is the problem. Most likely, she's the one creating all the trouble in the house. The one that is the most defensive. Whenever you're trying to solve a situation, she's the most defensive. She's the troublemaker here. It's exactly her. You parents, and by the way, that's a very manipulative kind of behavior. Your parents or your siblings, you may not understand it because it's a little bit of like a mind fuck, right? Like, it's like, I am facing trouble. For example, if it's you, I am facing trouble. This person acts as if she's the one facing trouble. And so much hatred and every single day, and it doesn't end. And now when I'm trying to solve a problem, she doesn't even want to solve the problem. She wants to she'd rather continue misbehaving, disrespecting, leaving you guys out, showing you nasty eye rolls every day, even though she may be 30, 40 years of age. She'd rather choose to do that. How graceful and how classy and how elegant. Ooh. What a legacy. But she chooses to be that way. She does not choose to solve the problem. Therapy? Healing? What's that? I don't know. Let me read some comments here. Narcissistic victim mentality. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I have great discernment. I be honest with them, and it makes them so mad they have to team up on me in disagreements. Oh yeah, this team thing, this happens so much. You want to all like, by the way, if you have a narcissistic sibling, wait a minute, okay, if you have a narcissistic sibling, by the way, you have to heal again. Yes, that person has to work on themselves also, but the last thing I would want that you also turn the toxic one, just to be revengeful, because now you are the toxic one. Now you need help. You know what, like, do you see how in order to get away from one toxic situation, some people choose to be the toxic one themselves? It's mind-boggling, right? Anyway, and that cycle will never end. No, you can't just all choose to be the toxic ones, topping each other up and down like this. You have to kind of break that curse or that cycle or whatever. So you have to go your path, which is the healing path. And if you need help, of course, book my sessions anyway. But there's so much help that you can actually get, really, if you just look into that. Does that make sense? A narcissistic sibling, I was going to this thing. Yes, a narcissistic sibling will always make sure not only or he himself leaves you out of things, they will make sure that the rest of the siblings, they all be ganging up, everybody slowly, like, you know how yesterday we talked about that, where's my pen, the injection theory? Like, she would always come like with that, he or she, little bit of an injection, putting into every other sibling. And then those siblings are like, yeah, you're so right. That person is so bad. You're right. It's always been unfair. Like, when you see like those evil horror movies, how the bad one then always tries to manipulate everybody into going against the main hero or the heroine, whatever, telling them like bad stories, made up stuff or whatever. And everybody's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, and then they gang up and team up. The evil team, the evil gang, right? So the narcissistic sibling will always make sure that everybody is on his or her page, not on your page. You will be alone as hell, left out as hell. Lonely journey for you. It gives them satisfaction. How graceful is that? It gives them, imagine, it gives me satisfaction trying to create misery for you on a daily basis. How classy am I? Like, it's mind-boggling to me. Narcissistic always team up and make the victim look like a bad guy. Of course. Gaslighting. Where is that thing? Wait. Yes. Injections. I don't have a pen today, but the injections. Let me put a little bit of injection of nastiness today, a little bit of injection of like crappiness today, a little injection of like evilness today, a little injection of jealousy today. And then gaslight. Gaslight. Oh god, I'm so funny. Isolate so they don't stand up and get the energy supply from them. It's very, very loser. It's loser-ish narcissist. Yeah, it's very problematic, isn't it? It's not healthy for your mindset. Like, it's just not healthy. But here's the good news, though. If you're always on this path of where you're self-aware, you know what's going on, you can see right through that, then you're in a good place, because at least it's not going to hurt you as deeply, and you'll be able to cope with that. And while you may be on the process of healing yourself and, journaling and all of those things, you'll be fine in the bigger picture. You'll be fine, Let me read some comments here. Live chat. With them much anymore, because when I did, it was turned against me as a weapon to hurt me. So I'll learn to stop that, because they can be really narcissistic. Common in Desi households, yes. They have dimmed my vibration a little, but it's because the energy doesn't serve me, and I'm the business-minded level up thinkers. I barely be around them, long be alone. Yes, and you know what? I feel like no harm in that. You create your own path, you build your own empires, you build your own ways, and you can manifest like your own, what's that? Okay, you can manifest like your own roads, which road you have to take, it will come to you. Like, you'll be shown the path, and that will be so much more better than the nasty path, always is and always has been, and always will be. If you are in this healing, leveling up, bettering yourself, taking the right path, you can't fail in that. It's literally guaranteed you'll be better off. That I can guarantee you. You'll be better off, They may manifest the same kind of nastiness in their life one way or the other, where you are just like, with time, flourishing and nourishing yourself, and like just vibrating on a higher frequency, and just you're so vibrant. It's about time. It's about time. Live chat. Because I see through. Yeah. Zoya. Don't let these people kind of dim your lights, because you see, if you say you guys are self-aware, then you should already know the goal is to dim your lights. The goal is not to hurt you for like 2 minutes. The goal is a lot deeper than that. The goal is take the spotlight away from this person. The goal may be to, the goal is take the vibrancy away, the shine away, the glow away, the power of manifestation. Take that away. Sorry guys, can you see me? Okay. Take the power, take the femininity away, And when you take that femininity away, I don't like when it's like dark like this. You guys can see me. I think it's fine, right? Wait, I do have battery though. Okay. The main thing is taking your power of femininity away. Because whether you learn about this or not, whether you're aware of these terms or not, whether you learn about feminine energy or not, whatever, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Naturally, people know energy. In their mind, they may not know, but their souls know that. You know what I'm saying? The goal is always to make you sad in the long run, to take away your feminine power, because once your feminine power is taken away from you, ouch, now you can't manifest. That's the goal. That's the goal. It's not about hurting you for 2 minutes. The goal is you should never be able to be happy in the long run. The goal is you should never be able to manifest anything better than me, at least. That's the goal, honey. That's the goal. So what I'm going to do to make sure that happens, I'm going to little things I'll do every single day that are going to take your spark away. Little things I'll do almost every day that will not let you live in peace every day, because that's what takes the spark away. It's always a slow game, and I think narcissist people know this game more than anybody else, which is why they say if you're dealing with narcissistic people, you have to be somewhat of a narcissist yourself on a certain degree also, or mimic the narcissistic qualities, basically. Family oriented. Guys, is there any questions? Are there any questions? This was the topic today. Sibling wound, sisterhood wound. Some of them will be the jealous ones. Some of them will be the ones that are disabled and need illnesses, have illnesses and stuff. Some of them are the ones with the resentments and stuff like that. So there's all sorts of dynamics going on. But if you need healing from that, then that's what you got to do. Me being quiet works just as fine. Quiet, femininity, and smile. I feel like the quiet one always wins. The one that just spills too much beans, everybody knows their business and everybody knows their complaint every single time what's wrong with them. When people can read you very easily, you already lost the game. Yeah, no, nobody should be able to read you that easily. Does that make sense? That was a long life, but I enjoyed this one because it speaks to me. I've known lots of people around me that have had this thing, and it has affected them on such a deeper level. And to a certain degree, I think we all have a little bit of the sisterhood wound, the sister wound, the sibling wound, whatever you like to call it. And it's funny because I see on Facebook lots of pages, personal profiles, stuff, and you're talking about women empowerment, so being supportive to women, da 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 da. You're showing all that fakery to the world, but in your own home, you're toxic towards your own sisters or your own aunts, daughters, women. That makes sense. As they say, charity begins from home. So start looking in your home first. Do you really represent women empowerment? I don't really talk too much. Yeah, that's not the subject of the live or the channel. It's about sisterhood. Women empowerment, I think, to me, is just sisterhood anyway. Like, let's just accept each other as sisters. And that, to me, is women empowerment. It doesn't need a strong title and a strong flag and a strong label and strong statements and opinions written on Twitter and Facebook pages. It starts from around you. Are you actually empowering women around you? Sister, mother, aunts, daughters, nieces, your friends. Your friends. Are you empowering them? Like, are you happy for them when they come and tell you, I've completed my degree? You should be happy cutting the cake for them right there, Are you happy when they tell you, I got a job, I'm earning this much? Are you happy when they come and tell you, I'm getting married, I have a relationship now? Do you give them sincere advice? Like, are you happy? You're not empowering girls around you, showing hatred and toxic and all of that, and then you going on becoming world's most best feminist or whatever who talks about women, wants women to win, right? So why are the women around you not winning? Why are you not supporting that part? So sisterhood and women empowerment always starts from home. Forget about the world. You can't change the world. You can only change yourself. So change the things around you that are close to you. People come to you for advice. That's a funny thing because I have literally stopped giving advice to people around me. It's just one thing. People always want your advice, and especially like with me. Even just the other day, there was like some cousins of mine who was messaging me, and I'm like, oh, you guys are stalking me? That's interesting to me, But they were like, give us some advice as well, but kind of like in a funny way. And I'm like, yeah, I don't give free advice. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it takes too much of my time and energy. You know what I'm saying? If nobody would be watching me, I may not be very encouraged to come and speak anyway. But I know that it helps people. And I know that it kind of affects their mood, even if it's just for a little while. So that's my mission accomplished, And especially when people get to know the things that I do and how I can help them with their healing, the fact that they get the sessions from me, I love to change their world. That's what I love to do. So that's the purpose that I come with. I'm not here to give free advice to literally every single person that I know is not even going to listen to me. And it's just coming from a place of sarcasm or insincerity, Free advice, you don't need to give. Because it takes your energy away from you. And it doesn't leave too much peace in your life. best believe when even I do 1 hour live or 2 hour live sessions, honey, the breaks I take in between, because I need to get my energy back. Hello, it's not for free, you know. Feminine energy is very, very expensive. Um, Guys, I feel like there's no questions, so maybe it's time for me to wind up. That was a very interesting live today. I hope that you get the healing that you need if you have like sisterhood issues or sibling wound and stuff like that. I hope you got to know a little bit about the dynamics also. If you see this around you, it's unhealthy, and make sure if it's you or people around you to let them know that this is something they need to work with and they need healing from that, because otherwise it will build your identity around that, and you will always be living life on the based off of that data that you have in your system, which was fed to you, you were conditioned by your wounded siblings and stuff like that, you know. um do your sister still do what? So to have to reach her, yes, because if you listen to me the first time, just say it over. Yes, when people are not listening to your advice, you don't give it again and again. Miss Rowe, yes, one of them has not healed, unfortunately, and so I leave it out for the most part, out of true compassion and stuff, because I'm in my own journey, I'm in my own path, I have a lot of positive energy, I just do my own thing, and I'm really happy in my life. And I just let them be. I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I feel like at one point they all heal. So yes, one of them has not healed and is still in that kind of, that sort of energy. And I pray for her. I hope she does, because it's only going to be good for her. Like, leave me. It's good for her, good for her life that she has to live ahead and stuff. So I can only pray, out of love and true compassion. And I would wish healing for every single sister that there is, because again, as we already talked about this, I'm not going to be here and talk about women empowerment and sisterhood on Facebook and stuff like that, and then wishing bad to my own people that are around me. I'm not going to do that, right? It starts from home. So yes, I would want healing from them, whatever way they can do it. Amazing. If it's not going to be me, it's going to be through someone else. Of course, they have their own journey, their own right, but I hope that they do. I hope that they do. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we're brown people, again, all sisters, everybody gets married, they go into their own home, they manifest their own world or whatever, right? So they all get busy. So with time, we'll see what happens to who, whatever happens, we don't know. But the more you heal, you'll be in a better path anyway. Like, you have nothing to lose. So I live with that confidence and I live with that peace, and it just brings me joy on a daily basis, Right, that's so true for women and you can do my own thing. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. Like this video. Don't forget to subscribe also, and share this video with your friends, with your family members, with your siblings, whoever has to hear this, or whoever could, maybe want to know about this. It will be interesting. So thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Take care of your well-being. Keep healing, because that's very important. Bye.